I'm definitely feeling a little bit reflective today. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Carmel, and in today's video I have a little bit of a different video for you. I have been sat and planning my end of year videos where I bring you my roundup of all my best and worst products that I've tried this year. But actually my reflection went a little bit further than that, and I started to think about all of the attitudes and habits and mindsets that I've had this year that actually I would really like to leave behind in 2025. So today I thought I would put on a little bit of makeup, I would get ready with you and share with you all of those things that I really do not want to bring forward to 2026. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do keep on watching. Today is definitely not about the products, but I will endeavour to tell you everything I'm putting on my face. And this, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I was not planning on doing this video today, but I thought because I was in this kind of mood, I would turn on the camera. And as I'm getting ready, I'm going to see Santa today. I'm very, very excited. So I'm going to do my makeup, and I thought that I'd bring you along with me. So hey, pull your makeup brushes out, pull your makeup out, get ready with me, and I'll do my best to tell you what I'm putting on my face. But if not, then I will link everything down in the description box, and I'm not even going to bother trying to tell you what brushes I'm using. So I'm just going to start off by going in with some Rhode Glazing Milk. So what inspired this video then? And do you know, I'm quite a reflective kind of person anyway, just in general, but especially when it comes to this time of year, so Christmas, the holidays, I definitely start to feel a lot more reflective and emotional around this time of year. I think a lot of people can relate to that they just feel everything's a little bit more heightened than normal. I am a very empathic kind of person. So, you know, with everything that's been going on in the world and just everything in my own life that goes on, and, you know, you don't really get a lot of time just in life just to sit down and reflect, do you? Because life is so busy. Okay, my skin just drank that in. Did you see that? I'm going to go in now with some under eye cream. Oh my gosh, this is the U Beauty The Return Eye Concentrate. This was sent to me in PR, and I had to Google what it was, and it's one of the most expensive eye creams ever. But oh my gosh, it's the nicest thing I've ever put under my eyes. But oh my goodness, it's so expensive. So I'm using a tiny little dot because this is about 160 euros, and it's been a while since I've used something so expensive on my under eyes, but it literally just smooths out my fine lines. It's crazy. Anyway, I feel like I have a lot to think about. I have a lot to reflect upon, as we all do, and some of it is kind of minor bits and pieces to do with whatever beauty mindset, but some of it is actually a little bit more deep than that. So if this video is a little bit out of sorts, then I do apologize for that, because again, I have not really planned this massively. Just going in with my Embryolisse Creme Concentrate. I'm coming to the dregs of this now. I better order another one. So I have kind of broken this up into categories. So the first category that I want to talk to you about, things that I want to leave behind in 2025. And again, I'm not talking about products here. I'm not talking about makeup. I'm not talking about skincare. I'm not talking about beauty in that sense. I'm talking about general things that I want to leave behind. So I guess we'll start with the first category, and that is beauty habits in particular that I want to leave behind. And I guess when I think about beauty habits, obviously a lot of them are connected with my YouTube channel. First thing that I want to leave behind, which I've already really tried hard to do, is trying to force techniques and styles upon myself, which I know are not really working for me, or are just not me. One of the first things that I've tried, and I've really tried to do, is the technique of underpainting. And everybody raves about this, all the amazing makeup artists, and they say basically that's how you should be doing your makeup and that's how it looks great. And everybody's doing it. But I'm not, because I can't get it to work for me. And that probably boils down to the fact that I don't know what I'm doing and that I'm not very good. That's probably why. Just going in with some primer. This is the Sephora collection Hydrate and Glow. And so I have just come to the conclusion that with styles and techniques like that, I don't know whether they tend to come and go, but they kind of will be on trend and in fashion, that I need to stop trying to get on board with all of that because I just don't need to. How I do my makeup is what I think works for me. It's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I think suits me. So why am I trying to get on board with something that I don't have the ability to do, that I just don't feel comfortable with? And it's the same thing with kind of eyeliner and things like that. And I think I've been quite good with that over the years, just saying that I don't suit winged eyeliner, okay? It just doesn't look that good on me. It doesn't look good on my deep set eyes. And that's not saying that it won't look good on someone else who has lovely deep set eyes. But on me, I am just fed up with trying. And every now and again, I will try. I can't do it. So I've definitely come to the realization that I don't have to be on board with every technique and every style that exists. I can be okay with what works for me. I shouldn't feel the pressure to conform with styles or techniques that just don't suit me in any way, shape or form. Just going in with some colour corrector. This is the Morphe Wakeup Artist colour corrector in Peach, 02 Peach. And I guess this moves me on to the next one. And this is a bit trickier for me because obviously I have this YouTube channel and I am quite confident in the things that work for my skin and that don't work for my skin. And one thing that just doesn't work for my skin is matte, just matte in general. So whether it be matte foundations, matte blushes, and I really do try my best to bring you such a range of products and finishes of products on this channel. But I really do know that there are people who watch my channel who support me wholeheartedly, but they do not like the same finish of foundation as me. So every now and again I'll go out and I'll buy a matte foundation and try my best to review it for you. But I know wholeheartedly deep down in my soul that I'm not going to be able to give you a genuine proper review because I know that it will look horrific on my face. Just going in with my concealer now, and this is the Maybelline concealer in the shade 35. I'm going to use 35 in the inner corner and then I'm going to use the shade 50 in the outer corner just to be annoying. So although I don't review a lot of matte foundations, I will go out there and I will buy matte blushes. Now blushes are one of those things that I don't know. I just don't know if I pull off matte blushes at all. Despite the fact that I know that matte powder blushes don't suit me, I will still buy them because I don't know. I just want to. I want to buy them. But no matter what I do with a matte powder blush, they never look good on me. So I am going to be just a lot pickier with the products that I choose. I just don't want to do people a disservice by buying products that I know I won't like. Try and give you a really honest review because I know that deep down in my heart, I'm never going to like a matte foundation, am I? Really? I'm just not. So but I'm not saying that I am going to stop reviewing certain types of products, but all I'm going to say is I just want to try and just stick to things that I know will have a chance of working, because I just think that if I review something that's super matte, and obviously I'm going to hate it because I have really dry skin and I don't like the look of matte on my face because I just look a little bit deceased, then how is that fair? How is it fair? So I just want to be really mindful moving forward to try and be fair to me and you about the things that I'm going to review. So yeah, I am going to try and have just a really nice balance because I really do want to be fair on this channel. For foundation, I'm actually going to go in with this Natasha Denona foundation because I'm trying to use it. And do you know what? It's definitely grown on me the more that I've used it, but I still can't use it without powder. I have to powder my face, which I don't really like doing, but I do like the longevity on it. So I have this in the shade N6. So this kind of moves me on to the next point, and this is more about skincare. And this is something that I've really kind of come to realize over the last year for sure, as I've got to know my skin a little bit better. So I have always listened to skincare content creators and dermatologists, and they all tell you that you need to be using potent actives in your skincare. And I have kind of dipped in and out of it, and I know a lot of you will have been here for certain parts of my journey where I've dipped into tretinoin. I have used retinol on and off for years and years. And honestly, I have recently, and I'm talking over the last couple of months, I'd say, I've definitely come to realize that I don't feel like I need to use very potent actives in my skincare regime. I don't need to try and force myself to do it, because every time that I do it, I end up regretting it. I end up either damaging my skin in some way, and that is obviously user error as well, but I just end up triggering my rosacea. My rosacea hates actives, like strong actives. So my rosacea will deal with gentle types, so vitamin C. But when we move into retinols and retinals, my skin is like, no, I don't like this. So I am going to really try and just listen to my skin and listen to what it's telling me about what it wants on it. Because I feel like I try and keep up with society and them telling me that us, that we need to use a certain type of product in our skincare regime, when actually we're not all the same and we don't all have the same skin. And I'm not for one single second saying that retinols and tretinoin or whatever isn't amazing for your skin, because I'm sure that it has transformed the skin of millions of people. 100%. I know that. And that's why I wanted in on it. But I am actually at the stage now where I am so happy with using very gentle skincare ingredients. So as I said, using a vitamin C, using hyaluronic acid, using things that I hope will strengthen my skin barrier, but mainly focusing on hydration, focusing on my skin concerns, which mainly is dehydration. Yeah, because my skin is so dry. And you know what? Since I've come to that realization that I don't need to be using a ton of actives in my skincare, my skin has been a lot happier. Look, it's always a process with your skin, but I'm just not going to put myself in the position where I'm feeling pressure from society to use a certain type of active or product, when actually my skin is a lot happier without it. I'm going to go in with some bronzer and blush from the same product now. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow and Go. Love this. So the next beauty habit that I want to leave behind, and this is light-hearted, but at the same time, very problematic. This is in the shade Sun-Kissed Rose, by the way. So I want to leave behind this there's actually two habits that I have in relation to specifically my makeup. I tend to have certain makeup products that I tend to only use on special occasions. Why do I do that? And it's always like the super expensive, generally super expensive luxury foundations. I'm like, oh no, I'll just leave it in a drawer. Like, why am I doing that? And I also do it with limited edition products. I do it all the time. One prime example of this is these Hourglass palettes. Oh my gosh. And I hope you're proud of me for actually resisting buying one this year. See, I am trying to be more mindful. So yeah, limited edition products or certain products, I'll be like, no, I'm just going to use them for a special occasion. Yeah, why? Why? And another type of makeup that I leave in a drawer, as soon as I find out that a product is discontinued, I stop using it. What is that? Why? What an absolutely silly thing to do. And I did it with my Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. Nah, just sat in a jar. Why use it if it's discontinued? I am absolutely ridiculous. Really, what I should be doing is just using that product up, because, never going to be able to get it again. Use it. But no, instead, I have this ridiculous mindset that it's just done. It's over. It's like it's dead to me. Now I'm going to use the blush side. So now I want to talk a little bit about kind of buying habits that I want to leave behind in 2025. The first one is not buying every single product that is launched. Feeling that if I don't buy it, then there's something wrong with me, that I'm missing out, that I'm going to become invisible in the beauty YouTube world and I'm not relevant because I'm not reviewing every single thing that comes out. So I guess there's two threads to that. This first one, me as a content creator on YouTube, I mean, there is that expectation that you should be buying the things that are released, and people do want to see what you think about it. And I understand that, well, like, what entirely. I mean, it's just ridiculous to buy that much makeup, isn't it? I do get affected by overconsumption with certain beauty creators who will literally buy every single thing that is launched. And I just wonder what happens to that stuff. So that's, first of all, I could not do that. And I guess the biggest thing for me is feeling like I'm missing out. And often I will go away and I will let it have its day and other people will review it. And then later on, I may go back and review it. And I think I'm going to make more of an effort to do that. Yes, I am going to buy new releases. Okay, I am going to be there for a lot of new releases, but there are going to be more mindful choices moving forward, and just trying to tell myself that I'm not missing out if I don't buy that brand new bronzer that's being released or that brand new foundation. I just don't want to fall into being that creator that's really buying into overconsumption, because nobody wants to see that, do they? Nobody. So I'm going to come back to the complexion in a minute. I'm going to move on now to some eyeshadow, and I'm going to use this from Armani, an Armani eye tint. This is in the shade 44S. I've got the deluxe size of this. I've been trying to get the full size for I don't know how long, and it's never in stock. Got a lovely viewer, Tatiana, who always tells me when these Armani eye tints are on sale because she knows that I love them, and they always go out of stock by the time I go on to Boots. So another one, and I don't know what your opinion on this is, because this could just be in my head, and this is very personal. So I often start to feel guilty for using my go-to and beloved products on a regular basis on the channel. I start to think that people are bored with seeing me use the same kind of stuff over and over again, and they want to see something different. They want to see new all the time. And you know, sometimes I bang on about the same bronzer or the same blush or the same eyeshadow or whatever it might be. And I really do worry that people will be, gosh, will you shut up about that flipping bronzer, talk about something else and review something else. And I don't know whether that is something that's in my own head. Am I really bothering people by talking about my go-to and my trusted products? Because I guess for me, I like a bit of a mix of both. I like new products, obviously, I really do. But I also like to see creators talking about their holy grails. And I know that if a creator is constantly talking about a specific product, especially months down the line, I kind of know that it's a good one, and I know that I can trust that what they are saying is the truth, because I know that there's a lot of mistrust out there when it comes to content creators. I know there's people who don't trust me and my recommendations and stuff because they think that I'm doing it just to earn money. Believe me, could not be further from the truth. I just love makeup and I love sharing it, and I just love sharing the passion for it. I really, really do. I'm just picking up my Rose Frequency palette from Morphe and just going into this shade here. So yeah, I don't know whether that's just in my head. I don't know what you think about it and whether you actually enjoy seeing creators use trusted products over and over again, or whether you get annoyed with that. But I am really going to try and make an effort to not worry about that. I mean, obviously, if people comment in the comment section now and say, yeah, we hate seeing you use the same product over and over, then I'm probably going to have to change things up. But I don't know. I just feel like I need to stop worrying about that, because surely it's a good thing. Now, another thing that I want to leave behind in relation to my beauty buying habits relates to my hair care, not just my makeup buying habits. So I have always been a high-end purchaser of hair care products. And do you know what? My mindset has changed so much, I'd say in the last, I want to say 6 months or so. And a lot of that is down to, I will watch some of Abby Young's hair videos. I'm sure you all know who Abby Young is. And she has shared a lot of her favourite drugstore shampoos and conditioners. And I started to use a couple of those not so long ago, a few months ago. So I started off with like the L'Oreal Bond shampoo, and now I'm using the Dove. I think it's called an Intensive Repair. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. And I am now going to move forward into 2026, leaving behind the attitude that I need to spend a fortune on hair care because it's ridiculous. And I also just started to use a beautiful L'Oreal hair oil, and it's stunning. It's so beautiful, smells amazing, leaves my hair amazing for days. And yeah, I just need to work harder to drop the attitude towards hair care, and that's just being completely honest with you. So yeah, I'm definitely going to leave that behind in 2025, the fact that I think that expensive means better when it comes to hair care, because honestly, there are some amazing drugstore products out there. It's ridiculous. Just going in with this deep shade here just on the lash line. And so now I just wanted to have a little chat about, I guess this is the most serious category of them all, and this is where I want to talk about real mindset and wellness attitude shifts. And I guess the first one that I want to talk about is, we've spoken about this before on the channel, but the whole comparison is the thief of joy. Oh gosh, I'm so bad at that. So I spent a lot of time sitting and comparing myself to how others look, okay? And it took me a long time to stop doing that. And I still do it sometimes. I still do look at other people who are my age or older, and they look literally 20 years younger than me, and they have better skin and better lips and better everything. And of course I still do that. Of course I still look at those people and think, oh my gosh, why do I not look like them? But I've definitely got so much better at stopping comparing how I physically look to other people. However, comparison is always going to be there. I think it's just one of those human traits that is, although it can be toxic, it is kind of normal to do that. And now I am definitely trying to compare myself to others in relation to things like my YouTube channel. I can absolutely fall into those times where I sit here and think, wow, I am such a rubbish content creator. Nobody wants to watch my videos. Nobody wants to subscribe. Why am I doing this? Yeah, I definitely do compare myself to others in that respect and just think that I'm just not good enough to do this. My brain really does just tell me that I'm not good enough sometimes, but there are times when I really do doubt myself, and that is because I compare myself to other people, because I feel like I do work hard, but sometimes I feel like it's for nothing. But I do need to stop doing that, because everybody's journey is so different, and that content creator, I'm sure, went through the exact same thing, looking at other creators online and thinking, wow, I'm working really hard. Why am I not getting any payoff from this? And do you know what? I think it's a normal thing in any kind of line of work, but especially this, because it's always in your face. And I do have those reminders every day that, oh, you're not quite as good as that person, are you? Because look at their views and look at yours and look at your subscribers and look at theirs. And it's just, it can be a little bit of a toxic mindset, but I'm really going to work hard to stop doing that. Just going in with Maybelline mascara. This is the Body Mascara, and I love this right now. And this definitely links in with the next point that I want to talk about. And this is one of my most toxic traits. And it's I've got mascara on my cheek now. It's the fact that I feel as though everything has to be so perfect. Everything. I literally cannot talk and do my mascara. I can't do this. I can't talk and do my mascara. Let me just go and do my mascara and I'll be back. I'm going to go in now with my Wet n Wild loose setting powder. So yeah, I am definitely very toxic in relation to how I view myself and the fact that I am such a ridiculous, and I'm talking ridiculous perfectionist. And this is in relation to every part of my life, but it's definitely now been focused on my YouTube channel, my YouTube journey, and you do not understand the trauma I put myself through. If something doesn't feel like it, well, if something doesn't look perfect, if I have made a slight mistake that I can't fully edit out in a video, I will literally just film it again. You don't know how many hours I have wasted of my life refilming videos. Some I've done 3 times because I've just not been happy with it, and you don't have a clue because you just think I just pop on here and I'm like, hi, here we go, and it's all just flows. It all just flows and it's all just natural. No, it's not. It's not. I kill myself over being perfect, and I am really, really trying to stop that. So for example, I filmed a hair tutorial recently and my mic wasn't working for the first 5 minutes. You can still hear me, but it didn't sound good. And me from 6 months ago would have refilmed that and refilmed it till it was perfect. But I was like, no, why are you doing that? Just put it out there. And no one watched it anyway, so it was fine. But I'm really trying to make a conscious effort to stop doing that. Stop it. Stop it. You are human and things are not supposed to be perfect as a human being. Just going to take the same powder and just go over my T-zone a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to be really, really, really trying to stop that. And honestly, you wouldn't even notice. And I know that deep down, my husband, honestly, I drive him crazy because he's like, what are you talking about? No one's going to see that. No one's going to notice it. But it's the Virgo in me, honestly. You read up the characteristics of a Virgo. It's me. It's like they just wrote about me. I think we can ditch this now. I'm going to pop some lipstick on now, and I'm going to go in with a red, which is Ring the Alarm from MAC. And I'm just taking a lip liner over the top of that, and it's Maybelline in the shade On It. So I really want to try and be more fair to myself in relation to what I offer to YouTube and the beauty community, because I know that my makeup skills are not the best, and I didn't get into this to demonstrate my makeup skills. And I also know that I don't give people a lot of variety. I know that every time you come to my channel, you probably think, gosh, she looks the same as last time. She looks the exact same as she did in the previous video. When is she going to mix things up a bit? And I know that it will frustrate people, and I'm sure people have unsubscribed, and people are kind of nice. They're kind of like, hey Carmel, could you do this kind of look or whatever? And although I will try, and I will try to bring variety, I do just have to get to a point where I'm like, I know what works for me, I know what I like, and I know what I'm comfortable with. I guess I just need to be a little bit more self-assured that, look, you might not be really big on this platform because you don't have the variety and the skills, and I know that, but you just need to be content moving forward. If you know that you've stayed true to yourself and you know that you are happy with the content that you're creating generally, and you know that you work hard and do your best, then you should just be happy with that. So I'm really going to try and be happier with the content and the things that I put out there, and just be happier with me in general and my skill set and my style. You know, maybe one day I might be a little bit more adventurous. Who knows? But at the moment, I think I just need to be fair to myself and stay true to who I am. And I guess this leads me to the next point, which is not letting negativity drain me. And I really have been guilty of that. I'd say in the last, I want to say 2 to 3 months, I've definitely let negativity get on top of me. And there was definitely a point where I thought, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I opening myself up to this? Because it felt like at one point no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough for people. And we're not talking about how I look here. We're talking about people calling into question my ethics and my morality and my integrity. And I did get to a point where I just thought, what are you doing? What are you doing this for? Why are you putting yourself through this? Because no matter how much of a thick skin you do develop, I'm still a person. I'm still a human being, and I still get affected by things. And I'm not going to lie. I know that people say, oh, you should, you put yourself out there and you should be open to it. It's going to happen. And I get that. I do understand that I'm going to get negativity. But there is always that part of me that thinks, why should I put up with it? Why should I? So I'm just trying to come up with strategies moving forward to 2026 in dealing with this, because yeah, like I said, there was one point where I thought I cannot please anyone right now. And I guess I make a point on this channel of trying to reply to everybody, especially on the newer videos. When the older videos are going, I don't always get to reply to comments, and it's just impossible for me to keep up with everything. But on the newer ones, I absolutely do try my best to. And even negative comments I would reply to, but I've definitely got to a point now where I'm feeling comfortable in just not engaging with that at all, not trying to explain myself, not trying to respond, not even acknowledging it. And do you know what? I just need to be a bit more firm with myself that this is my channel, and if something is making me unhappy, then I don't have to engage with it. And I'm going to really try and be strong, because I am a strong person. If anyone that knows me in my life would say that I'm a super strong person. But when it comes to negativity from strangers, I really do struggle with it. So I'm going to really try to believe in myself, my channel, and just stay true to myself and not engage with the negativity, because I don't need it. None of us do. And I guess the last thing just applies to my real life, and it's just giving myself a little bit of grace. I definitely have a good life. I have a good family. I have a great husband. I have great kids. They are amazing. But I didn't have the best relationship with my mum. And I've spoken to you about this. And I have been estranged from my mum now for just over a year. And now this is a bit of a trigger for people that don't want to hear stuff about parents, that I'm going to just talk a little bit about it, but not too much. I'm just going to touch upon it. So I have never had the best relationship with my mum, but I always wanted one. So my mum's quite a lot older than me. So my mum had me when she was 43. So my age, actually, oh my gosh, I could not imagine having a child at this age. So I know it would have been hard on her. I was the last of 6, so I'm the youngest. And I was raised with an iron fist, okay? I was raised, not my dad, by the way. My dad is an absolute angel. But I was raised in a tough environment with my mum in how I was brought up. I was brought up well, but I was brought up very, very strictly. And I have always wanted, no matter, even if I didn't feel an excessive amount of love from my mum, I always wanted it. And I don't want to get upset. I've just done my makeup and Santa's going to see me today. Sorry. So despite how my mum has treated me over the years, I've still always been what I would perceive as a good daughter. I've always, up until 14 months ago or whatever, I rang her every single day of my life, no matter what she did or what she said to me. And look, I know that's because of her upbringing. She had a really tough upbringing, and I understand why she was and is the way she is. And she's been through a lot of trauma in her life as well. So I get it. But I have definitely grown up with anxiety because of my relationship with my mum. And look, a lot of stuff has happened over the last 2 years. So it ended up in me pulling away and just saying to myself, and telling myself that I need to pull away from that relationship in order to be happy and in order to just be a better person. Because What I didn't want is for history to repeat itself. I have tried everything to be a different kind of person to what my mum was. I know I started out motherhood in having lots of my mum's traits, but I've worked so hard to eradicate those negative traits and be the best mum I can be. And I feel like I'm succeeding more without her in the mix. Here's the thing. My mum, like I said, is a lot older than me, and who knows how long she has left. There is a chance that she will, something will happen to her while we are not speaking. And every now and again, I will traumatize myself over that, as you can see. I do want to just be more fair to myself and just know that I do my best for the people around me. I know it might not always feel like that, but I am the best mum that I can be. I'm just letting go of punishing myself and thinking that I'm just not good enough and that I've done something wrong, because I know deep down I haven't, and I really just want to work on that more moving forward to 2026, not thinking that I'm a terrible person because I've made this decision that I feel is benefiting my mental health and benefiting the life of my family as a whole. And I really don't want to end on that really negative note there where I open up about that relationship. But I guess for me, it's important to be vulnerable on this channel as well, because I know that in all of our families, we have issues. They're all different, but I've not met one family that doesn't have some sort of issue. But I want you to show yourself some grace with whatever issue it is that you're dealing with or that you're facing right now, whether it's a relationship of some sort or whether it's just a relationship with yourself. Is just be kind to yourself, because that's where it starts. We want other people to treat us kindly, but it starts with us. So again, I don't want to end on a negative note, and I do just want to say thank you for being here with me during this video and getting ready with me. And this is another reason why I love makeup, because no matter how I'm feeling inside, when I sit down to do my makeup, it's so therapeutic to me. So inside, I might be crying, but on the outside, I can look put together. And that just automatically makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Yeah, I think that moving forward into 2026, despite me feeling emotional at times, I am feeling positive about it. And I'm just super grateful to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care and bye for now.